Hi everyone, it's Miss Vasquez for Text Study. And before we begin reading, I want to give a shout out to two Kipsers in Notre Dame who are working so hard at home and sending pictures of themselves to their teachers. Now, I have a shout out. Shout out. Now, my two Kipsers that I'm shouting out are Matthew and Adonis in Notre Dame. Now, for everyone else, don't forget to send pictures to your teachers of you growing your brains at home. Now, for today's text study lesson, you don't need anything except for your brain. I'm so excited to begin a brand new book today. And the title of our book is From Seed to Pumpkin. And it's by Wendy Pfeiffer and illustrated by James Gran Hale. While we're reading today, you will be able to answer questions about unknown words. And take a moment to think about what unknown words mean. Yeah, unknown words are words you do not know the meaning of. So today while we're reading, we're going to stop, ask ourselves, what does this word mean? And think, where do I find the answer? Now the answer is going to be in the pictures and in the text. So don't forget to listen closely and I'll show you the illustrations. Let's start reading. From seed to pumpkin. When spring winds warm the earth, a farmer plants hundreds of pumpkin seeds. Every pumpkin seed can become a baby pumpkin plant. Underground, covered with dark, moist soil, the baby plants begin to grow. Now, I want to stop here because I just heard a word that I'm not 100% familiar with. It's an unknown word. Now, that word is moist. Say moist. Yeah, that word was moist. Now, the very first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to ask, what does that word mean? What does moist mean? The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to think about where to find the answer to that question. Now, I can reread the sentence again or this page again, and then I'm going to look closely at the illustration. Every pumpkin seed can become a baby pumpkin plant. Underground, covered with dark, moist soil, the baby plants begin to grow. Now, I noticed that the word moist is describing the soil, or the ground, the dirt, where the pumpkin seeds are planted. And I also noticed that in the illustration, it's raining. So I think that the word moist means slightly wet, like a little bit wet or damp. Because the soil is getting a little bit wet. Let's keep reading. As the plants get bigger, the seeds crack open, stems sprout up, roots dig down. Inside the roots are tubes. Water travels up the tubes the way juice goes up a straw. In less than 2 weeks from planting time, green shoots poke up through the earth. These shoots grow into tiny seedlings. 2 leaves, called seed leaves, uncurl on each stem. They reach up towards the sun. Now, I just heard another word that I'm not familiar with, and that word is stem. Say stem. I'm going to ask myself, what does stem mean? Or what is a stem? I'm going to reread the sentence and look closely at the illustration. These shoots grow into tiny seedlings. 2 leaves, called seed leaves, uncurl on each stem. Whew. So here is the illustration. I think that the stem has to be shown in the illustrations. I heard that leaves come out of them. I think that the stem is the main part of the plants that what leaves are attached to. So right here, it's like these green tubes that are sticking up. Those must be the stem. Sunlight gives these leaves energy to make food. Like us, plants need food to grow, but green plants do not eat food as we do. Their leaves make it. To make food, plants need light, water, and air. Leaves can catch sunlight. Roots soak up rainwater, and little openings in the leaves let air in. Using energy from the sun, the leaves mix the air with water from the soil to make sugar. This feeds the plants. Soon, broad, prickly leaves with jagged edges unfold on the stem. So here, someone is saying, the new leaves are rough and prickly, but the seed leaves are smooth and rounded. They're making an observation. The seed leaves dry up. Now the new leaves make food for the pumpkin plant. Each pumpkin stem has many sets of tubes. One tube in each set takes water from the soil up to the leaves so they can make sugar. The other tubes in each sends food back down so the pumpkin can grow. So here we see the tubes. The days grow warmer. The farmer tends to the pumpkin patch to keep weeds out. The weeds take water from the soil. Pumpkin plants need that water to grow. Pumpkin plants don't stand up at all. As the stems grow longer, they sprawl out all over the ground. Before long, twisted, tangled vines cover up the pumpkin patch. Soon, flower buds appear on the vines. After each bud opens, its orange petals grow bigger and bigger and bigger. They look like bright orange umbrellas. Now, when I was reading this page, I heard a couple words I do not know. And those words were bud and petal. I want you to think about what those words might mean, if they are parts of the plants or something else. So I'm going to reread this page again. Listen closely, and then I'll show you the illustration. Soon, flower buds appear on the vines. After each bud opens, its orange petals grow bigger and bigger. They look like bright orange umbrellas. Ask yourself, what are buds and what are petals? Now, you listen closely and you looked at illustration. Did you come up with your own answer? Now, if you said that a bud is a small part of the plant that opens up into a flower, you are right. We can see buds right here in our illustration. Sometimes they're long, sometimes they're a little round, but they open up into flowers. And what do you think a petal is? Yeah, a petal is the colorful part of the flower. It's a leaf. Let's keep reading. During the heat of the day, the flowers close. They open again during the cool nights and early mornings. The bright orange flowers attract swarms of bees. The bees buzz out, carrying yellow pollen from the male flowers to the female flowers. Now, pumpkins can grow. So the bees help the plants grow too. The petals wither away. They, where the flowers bloom, tiny hard fruits begin to grow. Hundreds of these cling to the vines. Whoa, I just heard that tiny fruits begin to grow. I didn't know that a pumpkin is a fruit. These days grow hot. All summer, the warm sun and cool rain helps the tiny fruits grow larger and larger. Soon, summer is over. The corn stalks next to the pumpkin patch turn brown. Leaves on the trees turn red, orange, and yellow. Pumpkins change colors too. As they ripen, they change from green to yellow, then orange. Now, we just read how the pumpkin is starting to change colors. I'm so surprised to learn that a pumpkin's a fruit. That's nothing I've ever heard before. Now, while we read today, we were able to answer questions about unknown words. Remember that unknown words are words that we do not know. Next, we'll finish this book soon and think about doing the same thing at home, looking for unknown words.